Jos is going to say a few words, and then we'll take about 3 questions from the UK media, and then we're going to hand over to Brendon. So over to you, Jos.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just to let you all know, I'm going to stand down as England captain. It's the right decision for me, it's the right decision for the team, and yeah, hopefully somebody else who can come in and work closely alongside Baz to take the team back to where it needs to be.
Okay, thank you, Jos. We'll go to David Charlesworth from the Press Association. Thank you.
Hi, Jos. What prompted you to make this decision?
Yeah, I think it's quite clear, you know, that this tournament was going to be important results-wise for my captaincy, and obviously 2 losses and being out of the tournament, you know, with a bit of a hangover of some tournaments before. I think yeah, just probably reached the end of the road for me and my captaincy, which is a shame. I'm sad about that, and obviously with Brendon coming in only recently, I was, you know, really excited to work closely alongside him and hope for you know, a very quick turnaround and take the team forward, but it's not quite worked out that way. So yeah, it just feels like it's the right time for me and also for the team to have a change.
Does it feel a bit of a relief to sort of make this announcement at all, or was it hard to sort of come to?
Maybe in time it will be. I think, you know, sort of overriding emotions are still sort of sadness and disappointment, but I'm sure in time that will pass, and I can get back to really enjoy my cricket, and also I'll be able to reflect on what a immense honour it is to captain your country and all the special things that come with that.
One more from Chris, and then we'll go to Brendon. Go ahead.
Sort of check, Jos, are you still determined you're still going to play 50 over cricket for England?
Yeah, I'll still be available, so we'll see what the coach wants to do there.
Okay, we'll go on to Brendon. Any more questions, Chris?
Cool. Thanks.
Go skip up.
Thanks. Hi, Brendon.
How you doing? Sorry.
Who is captaining the team tomorrow as a long-term successor?
Jos is going to captain tomorrow. This will be his final game as captain, and boys will hopefully put in a good show to send him off from his captaincy journey. I want to say I think I feel incredibly sad for Jos. I think we've all seen over the last couple of years how much he's invested in captaining his country and trying to get the very best out of those guys around him. And people forget that he won a World Cup only a couple of years ago, and you know that can never be taken away from him. He's done a significant job, often without the best players available, and often around different structures as well. So look, it's incredibly unselfish from Jos to step aside and to leave the post for someone else, and he's still a huge player for us moving forward, and I'm sure we'll look at ways that we can get the best out of him in terms of his role so he can have maximum impact as well.
It's probably come a little bit quicker than we all expected. Could I just ask how you found out and when he told you where?
Yeah, Jos texted me yesterday, and I sort of had a bit of an inkling after the game, to be honest. The other night, he texted me last night and said, "Can we catch up, boss?" And so I went to his room and he let me know. And obviously, I'd sort of had a bit of an inkling, so I had a bit of time to process it. My first reaction was going to tell him, "Don't worry about it, mate, we'll carry on." But then you start thinking about it, and you see how involved he's been trying to get the best out of these players, and you know, and you look at what's right for Jos, and first and foremost, I care about him as a mate, and obviously, you know, with your other hat on as a coach, you got to look at what's right too. But look, I think it's a great. It's incredibly selfless from Jos to have made this call, and you know, I want us to celebrate what he's been able to achieve. I said to the boys tonight when he let everyone know in the team room, I said sometimes it's not necessarily the time that you're in the post and the results that you get during that time, but sometimes the impact you have in leadership positions can be felt after you've left the post, and I'm sure that'll be the case. I think Joe Root was a classic example of that with the Test game. He was able to at least hold the fort to a degree under incredibly trying circumstances, and then the uplift of performance when when Stokesy took over, sort of followed from that, and hopefully it'll be the same across the white ball teams whenever we decide on who that person's going to be.
Take a couple more. Tim, go ahead.
Hi guys. You kind of talked about it there, but is a lesson from Jos's time that whoever the new captain is going to need a bit more support than he's had at times in terms of having his best players available and everything?
Yeah, I think so, and that's something Keezy, myself, and us at ECB are trying to ensure is that we give every format as most amount of attention as what we possibly can. It's a tricky balancing act at times, right? Like, you look back even on these most recent series, you'd argue that you could rest some players for some test series and try and balance things out across formats, but thankfully the schedule is easing a little bit. If we look at what's coming, I think we only played 10 test matches this year, which is significantly reduced from previously. So there's an opportunity to be able to play guys who might normally have been rested from one-day cricket or T20 cricket because they were focusing on tests, to now be able to play them across formats too. So still, there's a lot to work out, but I'm hopeful that with some shrewd planning and a bit of an understanding of what our player pool looks like, we'll be able to make sure that we're competitive across all formats, because that's ultimately what the people that follow this team deserve, right? The fans of England, all those that call England their team that they support in world cricket across all formats, deserve to see the results improve from where they are at the moment, and that's certainly our focus.
Two more, Simon, and then one more.
Sorry, just touching on that, England's white ball captains of the last 10 years have been purely white ball players, but some of the candidates you might be looking at now are test players, I imagine. If they can't play everything because of the schedule, do you need a good deputy, vice captain, white ball vice captain, given that some of the other guys might be involved in test cricket, sometimes you can't do it? Yeah, we're just going to have to work it out. It's all pretty raw, right? And it's only kind of less than 24 hours old, so we've got a bit of time after tomorrow's game before we start to make some decisions and start to work out who the right person's going to be and what support they need and the structures we need to ensure are in place to be able to get the very best out of them and ultimately get the best results for the team. But there's some really good leaders that have developed. Again, that's a mark of Jos's captaincy. He's brought on other leaders within the group. They're not necessarily seasoned players, but they're young guys who have got good cricketing knowledge, and he's encouraged them to learn and develop as leaders. So there is some really good options floating around, and I'm sure whoever we decide, whoever we settle on, we've just got to make sure we give them the right support so that we can improve our performances.
So that is Brendon McCullum speaking about how incredibly selfless Jos Buttler has been to resign from the one-day captaincy of England. And Jos Buttler saying the right decision at the right time, both for him and his teammates.